Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know the NFL is always full of surprises, and this offseason has been no different. The Pittsburgh Steelers, a franchise steeped in history, tradition, and resilience, are once again at the center of some intriguing stories. While the headlines often focus on draft picks, free agency, or game results, sometimes the most impactful stories unfold in the backgrounds, in relationships, mentorships, and the kind of leadership that transcends the field. And today, I want to talk about something that might seem small at first glance but could have huge implications for the Steelers' future. Something that involves not just football but real human connection, mentorship, and the kind of camaraderie that defines this sport. Recently, a story emerged that caught everyone's attention. It's about Will Howard, a name that's been making waves lately, especially after his transition from the NFL to new ventures outside the game. Howard, who played for the Kansas City Chiefs and had a brief stint with other teams, recently revealed in an interview that he's been receiving a lot of guidance from none other than Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that Aaron Rodgers, the legendary quarterback, four-time NFL MVP, and now a figure whose influence extends far beyond the gridiron. Howard shared that Rodgers has been a constant presence in his life, offering advice, sharing knowledge, and supporting him long after their days on the field together. What makes this story so compelling, especially for Steelers fans, is the nature of this relationship. It's a reminder that the bonds formed in the NFL go beyond just playing the game. They are about mentorship that lasts, that impacts lives and careers long after the final whistle. Howard described Rodgers as someone who dabbles his experience and insights into his life generously, not holding back on sharing lessons learned over decades of high-level competition. It's a testament to Rodgers' character, showing that even in his post-playing career, he's still committed to helping others grow, whether they're still active in the league or moving on to new chapters. Now, let's think about how this connects to the Steelers. Pittsburgh has always been a team that values leadership, resilience, and mentorship. The Steelers, after all, have built their reputation on drafting and developing players who embody toughness and a relentless drive. But what if, in the future, this culture extends beyond the locker room and into mentorship relationships like the one Howard describes? What if the Steelers' leadership, whether players, coaches, or front office personnel, embrace a culture of giving back, of sharing knowledge and experience with the next generation? That kind of environment can be transformative, not just for individual careers but for the entire franchise. Howard, who now is involved in entrepreneurship and philanthropy, credits a lot of his success outside football to the guidance he received from Rodgers. And that's a point worth emphasizing. Because in the NFL, talent can only get you so far. It's the mental toughness, the wisdom, the leadership, these intangible qualities, that often determine whether a team can reach the ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. The Steelers have always understood that. Think about the legendary figures like Mike Ditka, Jack Lambert, or Troy Polamalu, mentors and leaders who set standards that others follow. Today, that tradition can continue in new ways if the current players and organization recognize the importance of fostering relationships that inspire and elevate. What's especially inspiring about this story is how Rodgers' generosity exemplifies the true spirit of mentorship. Even with his busy schedule, his commitments, and his own career concerns, he's taken time to guide someone like Howard. That kind of attitude, that openness to helping others succeed, is what builds culture. It's what helps a franchise maintain excellence over decades. And for the Steelers, a team that's always looking to stay ahead in the AFC North, this kind of mentorship and leadership can be a game changer. You see, the AFC North is a fiercely competitive division. The Bengals, Ravens, and Browns are all investing heavily, improving their rosters, and looking to challenge the Steelers' dominance. So any advantage, whether it's a new leadership approach, a mentorship culture, or simply inspiring players to elevate their game, can tip the scales. The Steelers have always thrived on their resilience, their grit, and their unity. But adding a layer of mentorship, like the one Howard describes with Rodgers, could be the next evolution in their culture. Let's look at some more context here. The Steelers are coming off a season where their defense was outstanding, rooted in a tradition of hard-nosed football. But offensively, they faced some challenges, especially at the quarterback position. This is where leadership and experience become even more critical. If young players can learn from seasoned veterans or former stars who have been through the battles, they're more likely to succeed. That's why stories like Howard's and the mentorship from Rodgers resonate deeply, because they remind us that football is about more than just X's and O's. It's about building character, resilience, and a mindset that can withstand any adversity. Now, I want to touch on the Steelers' current roster and how this could influence their future. The team has a core of talented young players, some of whom are still developing. Imagine if they had access to mentors, players, or even retired legends, who could guide them through the mental and emotional challenges of the NFL. That could make all the difference in close games, in playoff moments, or in stepping up when the entire league is watching. And speaking of the Steelers' recent history, the franchise has always been about the long term, about building a legacy that endures beyond individual seasons. The mentorship culture is part of that legacy. Players like T.J. Watt, who already show leadership on the field, could benefit even more if they had access to advice from experienced figures who understand what it takes to win championships. The same goes for the younger quarterbacks, wide receivers, and defensive players who are eager to learn and grow. Looking ahead, this story about Rodgers and Howard can serve as an inspiration for the entire Steelers organization. It highlights how the right mentorship and support system can elevate a team from good to great. It's also a reminder that success in the NFL isn't just about raw talent. It's about mental toughness, leadership, and the willingness to help others succeed. That's something the Steelers have always valued, and now, with stories like this emerging, it's clear that this culture of mentorship can continue to thrive and adapt for the modern era. Now, I want to bring this back to the fans. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are some of the most passionate and dedicated in the NFL. You know this team's history as well as anyone: dynasties, heartbreaks, incredible comebacks, and legendary players. But what often goes underappreciated is the human side of the game, the relationships, the mentorships, the leadership that fuels those historic moments. Stories like Howard's and Rodgers remind us that behind every great team, there are stories of support, encouragement, and shared knowledge. That's what makes this franchise special, and it's what will keep it strong for decades to come. So, as we look to the upcoming season, let's keep an eye on how the Steelers continue to build not just a team, but a culture of mentorship and leadership. Whether it's veteran players leading by example, coaches mentoring the younger generation, or former stars like Rodgers inspiring the next wave, all these elements come together to form a winning formula. The division is tough, but the Steelers have always known how to adapt, how to grow, and how to stay resilient. And with this new story of mentorship and community, they're taking another step toward that elusive goal of reaching the Super Bowl once again. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you see mentorship as a key ingredient for future success? How do you think this kind of leadership can influence the team's chances in the AFC North and beyond? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more stories, and more insights into your favorite team. Stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news, because this season promises to be exciting, and we're here to bring you every detail. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Steelers!